we were cut off. However, I'm going to finish. And I'm just going to let you know that, we were talking about the consequences and how men will justify their behavior based on you're crazy. So the next thing that I wanted to get into was how I went to a conference by a woman named Shaunti Feldhahn. And her talk was so good, so inspirational. It prompted me to buy her book. This was at least 10 years ago, maybe 15. And, one thing that resonated with me was what she talked about disrespect. And, I grew up in a household where the men required respect. My mom makes my dad's plate. They're relationship coaches. They have a mutual respect for one another. So it's great. But, that's since been tossed by the wayside in our new society. But some of those principles actually still work. So as a woman, I want to tell us, how do we know when we've crossed the disrespect line? And this is according to Shaunti, not me. There's one barometer, and it's to check for anger. If you find yourself in the middle of anger, or your husband or a mate is being a certain way towards you, crying for a woman is a response to feeling unloved, but anger is a man's response to feeling disrespected. So if he's being angry and you kind of don't know exactly what's going on, then check your respect barometer, because there's a huge chance that he could be feeling the humiliation or the pain of your disrespect. Me, myself, personally, I find that I offer respect based on position and not the person. This is a principle that I myself live by, and I offer respect where respect is due, but it is not based on personality or prejudice. It is based on position and position alone. It's not personal. So let me just explain that for a minute. This is how I see it. We as a society, we respect people based on their position. We respect police officers. We might not know their name. We might not know which precinct they're from. We don't even know what they do at home personally. But we show them respect just based on who they are. In our mind, police officer, general. I don't know that guy's personal name, but he's a police officer. We respect judges. When a judge walks into the courtroom, we all stand up. We don't know who he is. We don't know. He could have just slapped his wife up before he came in. But we still offer respect based on who he is. Even as I wrote in my book, we respect the president. We have to capitalize his name. That's showing respect. So we might not know who these people are. We might not know what they do behind closed doors, but we offer them respect based on who they are and the positions that they hold. They might not even be deserving of it, but we still show respect nonetheless. And this is how I feel about the position of husband. Now, boyfriend may be a little different. Friend, maybe a little different. But husband, that is a position that I show respect and honor to. So I respect the position and not the actual person. Therefore, as it comes to respect, I respect his position and who he is based on the position that I placed him in my life. I don't think you guys get that. I put him there. I decided to say yes. I decided to take his last name. So I offer respect based on the position that I put him in. I told him, you're the head of this household. Position. Husband. It's not based on who he is or what he even necessarily does for me. This is how I live. It works for me. It may not work for you. But if you're a type of person that likes to go back and forth, argue, go tit for tat, then that principle will never work for you, because it's not inbred in you yet. It's not something that you're going to be willing to go through. But I do it because ultimately I trust God with my decisions. And if I put him in that position, I have to have faith that he's going to be called and qualified to work in that position. It's almost like when you hire somebody for your job. You hire them based on the fact that you feel that they can handle the position, that they can do the work. Now it's up to you. Once you realize that they constantly are not doing the work, it's up to you to fire them. But at the end of the day, this is the position that you place them in. And now once it comes time to fire, you have to evaluate, is it time to fire them? Do I have a good, someone else that could go into that position? Am I going to just leave the position open until someone else comes? That's totally up to you. But I respect my husband based on his position and not necessarily who he is. If you cannot see past who he is personally, what he may have said or done to aggravate you, then this will be hard for you to implement. It's a hard principle. This is a hard class, a hard course. And I'm here to tell you it's not easy. Trust me. When my husband aggravates me, it's, girl, you put him there. So just know that everything is going to work out. This is a decision that you made. And everything does usually work out. I mean, I have to say that. I have to say that everything 9 times out of 10 usually does work out. The easiest way for me to exhibit that behavior is to say that if my boss said something to me at work that I didn't like, or asked me to do something that I didn't like, I'm pretty sure that I don't just blow a gasket, or you wouldn't just blow a gasket, you know, when your boss does that. So if you can offer your boss that kind of respect, then you can offer your mate the same kind of respect. You're not going to start a full-blown argument with your boss. You're not going to sling insults back and forth. You're not going to talk about her mama or her daddy or how she raised a good-for-nothing mama's boy. You're not going to go into that with your boss. And so there's no way on God's green earth that you should ever go into that with your husband. There's a lot of things that we do that are, you know, we as women, we have a way with our communication. We could cut men down to size, you know. We could kind of like cut them off at the knees and, you know, kind of just devalue them. And because we're good at that. I mean, we're good with our communication. We're good at slinging insults back and forth. And they're kind of just like, hey, taking them and taking them and taking them. You know, you wouldn't do that to your boss. Well, not if you wanted to keep your job. So you should definitely not do it to your husband. Not if you want to keep that relationship. If you are indeed this type of person and your relationship may not be working out, check other areas of your life as well, because there's a good chance that how you treat him at home is how you treat other people. And if not, then you just need to work on some resentment or maybe some things that are going on in your relationship. But you really got to find out if this is how you are as a person. Girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, these are more about the position than they are about the personality. And if you want to keep your position as girlfriend, wife, begin to treat it as a position that you want to keep, almost like a job. People think relationships just happen. People think relationships, you just get married and it's just harmonious, or you just date somebody and it's just harmonious. No, relationships are work because it's two people from two different walks of life that are coming together in unison to create a life together. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to not see eye to eye. It is work. It is work to work on yourself every day, work on your own insecurities, work on your own anger issues or resentment or hurt, even from past relationships. It is up to you. A relationship is work. It doesn't just happen. So I can assure you that if you treat this relationship the same way you do and offer the same respect, you put in the same effort as you do like you would to keep your job, your relationship will be 100% better. I always say that most people treat people that they don't know with more respect than they treat their mate at home. And I always say that this ought not to be so. You should not treat a stranger on the street with more courtesy that you treat your husband or your wife. Because we have a tendency to take each other for granted and our loved ones for granted as though they're always going to be here. But they may not be. So you need to treat them, the ones that you value, the ones that you love, the ones that you care for, the ones that you look forward to seeing every day. You want to treat them with more courtesy than you do a stranger on the street. You know, if you hold the door open for, you know, a stranger, or if you say please and thank you to a stranger and you have your manners with people you don't even know, you should definitely have your manners with your maid. If they give you something, don't just be like, oh, okay. Say thank you. If they take something with you and you say thank you, say you're welcome. Be courteous. Be kind. It's okay. You're not losing a war. You guys are on the same team. And as long as you both realize that you're on the same team, then there's nothing that really can't work out for you. Understand that I'm not being hard on you. I know sometimes I can be, you know, a little bit hard as it relates to this. And I'm no way selling the fact that you should allow yourself to be disrespected or abused in a relationship. If that's the case in your situation, get out and get out now. Don't try to stay. Don't try to work it out. Don't try to talk through it. Don't try to be communicative. Just go. Because that's another issue all in itself. And usually someone will try to take advantage of your kindness once they realize that, you know, you're going to keep talking to them about it. But just understand that respect is the #1 need for a man. And if you can do this, you have won the battle already. I am going to finish this tomorrow. We have so much more to get into, but just understand respect is a man's #1 need. And if you can do this, then you have won half the battle already. Again, my name is Tanisha Dawson. I can be reached at lovetherapies@gmail.com if you have any questions. I have a Facebook page, Tanisha Dawson Coaching Therapies. And I have my book available on Amazon, Woman Stop the Madness, your guide to not running away the man of your dreams. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you tune in soon. Bye-bye.